everyone, we will be talking about an important issue, Islamophobia, and our aim is to create awareness by educating people on discrimination Muslims face.
Blaming Islam for terrorism is like blaming Christianity for colonialism.
What is Islamophobia? According to Cambridge Dictionary, Islamophobia is the unreasonable dislike or fear of and prejudice against Muslims or Islam. Muslims make up the second largest religious population in the world and were discriminated against in 121 countries worldwide between 2006 and 2010. Islam is the world's second largest religion after Christianity. Islam is predicted to increase faster than the world's population. Here is a pie chart that shows the percentage of world population.
Here are some of the general causes, effects, and solutions of Islamophobia. Causes of Islamophobia: shaped by geopolitics, no proper Islamic education, rising Muslim population, and misconceptions.
Effects of Islamophobia: outright extreme violence, name-calling and taunting, headscarves being pulled off, exclusion of Muslims from political and social affairs.
Solutions to Islamophobia: learn about Islam, Islamophobia, and the movement to counter Islamophobia. Raising awareness through education, build relationships with the local Muslim community, and understanding that not everything negative or harmful is done by Muslims.
Islamophobia in Nigeria, China, and France. Islamophobia in Nigeria. Causes: rising Muslim population, which makes up 53.5% of the population in Nigeria as of 2018. Stereotypes: Muslim women are being judged for believing in Islam, usually due to the way they dress. Effects: women are being discriminated against for wearing hijabs in schools and places of work. Girls are being deprived of education by the closure of schools and being punished because of wearing hijabs or simply believing in Islam. Islamic leaders are being imprisoned. Leader Zaki Zaki, an outspoken and prominent leader who has been jailed for 6 years. Solutions: Lakin Akintola, the influential Muslim rights concerns executive director, declared in 2019 the formation of a hijab task force and hijab control group. In 2016, the Court of Appeal ruled the wearing of hijabs and headscarves to qualify as a human right under the country's constitution. Lastly, celebration of World Hijab Day on February 1st, 2019. The Boko Haram, an Islamic militant group that aims to overthrow the government and to implement Sharia rule throughout its area. They are most active in the northeastern part of Nigeria, as well as have bases in Chad, Niger, and Cameroon. As part of their campaign, several attacks on schools, villages being burnt, and many abductions have taken place. Additionally, they are dividing the state by making it haram for Muslims to take part in elections or wear Western clothes or receive non-religious education, thus leading to the Muslim community being disliked. Case study: Firdaus Amasa. On December 12, 2017, Muslim female law graduate Firdaus Amasa was denied entrance to the International Conference Center Abuja for refusing to remove her hijab, where she was to be called to the bar with her colleagues. This triggered a series of protests from the Muslim community and a debate over the country's controversial non-religious status. She was later called to the bar in 2018 with her hijab after the country's Council on Legal Education backed down. Your hijab does not limit Nigeria. Wear it and serve humanity. I stand with Firdaus.
Islamophobia in China. The Xinjiang conflict, also known as Uyghur Chinese conflict, is an ongoing ethnic conflict in China's independent region of Xinjiang. It is centered around the Muslim Uyghur population of 12 million people, which is from the northwestern region of Xinjiang. According to independent estimates, more than 1 million men and women have been detained in the sprawling network of camps which China says exist for the re-education of the Uyghurs and other minorities. Causes: negative views and attitudes towards Muslims in China are widespread. Some Muslim communities in China face legal restrictions on their ability to practice. Muslim prisoners in detention centers and concentration camps have faced Islamophobic practices such as being force-fed pork. Effects: beards and hijabs have been banned, halal food has been banned, forced to eat pork. Muslims are forced to drink alcohol, breaking down of mosques, forced to wear inappropriate clothes, not allowed to do prayers. 23 million people are being monitored by high tech in China, invading their privacy. Solutions: learn about Islam, Islamophobia, and the movement to counter Islamophobia. Build relationships with the local Muslim community. Case study: struggle of the Abdul Rahman Hassan family. Abdul Rahman, who fled to Turkey with his children, says that his mother and wife were captured and taken to detention camps as his wife was born as an Uyghur, where his old mother is treated very poorly. She has to sleep on an uncomfortable wooden chair and is restricted to have medicines when sick. He says he doesn't even know whether they are dead or alive. He just can't bear the pain his wife and mother are going through because of the government. Just shoot them, I will pay for the bullets, he says, as he doesn't want to watch them getting tortured and live a life just like hell.
Islamophobia in France. Laws. 2004. Veils banned in public French schools. 2011. Ban on full-face veils, niqab, in public areas. 2016. Burkini, full swimsuit ban in public areas including beaches. March 2021. Ban on hijab for women under the age of 18 years. July 2021. Anti-separatism bill which limits both the existence and rights of Muslims. Effects. Access to healthcare for Muslims has been denied. A Muslim is 2.5 times less likely to get a job compared to a non-Muslim. Closure of several mosques. Muslims are not allowed to operate a public service such as transportation. No halal meat in schools. Friction between Muslims and people of other religions, and discrimination and social rejection towards Muslims. Solutions. Islamophobia in France is strongly backed by the French government, which has passed many laws against the religious freedom of French Muslims in the country. There are currently no solutions to Islamophobia in the country. Growth of Islam in France. Despite France promoting Islamophobia, Islam is the second largest, fastest growing religion. Muslim French families have more children than French nationals. The number of Islam converts is rising, with 200,000 out of 6 million Muslims being convertees, especially women. The growth of Islam in France could be due to the desire to properly educate oneself on Islam and realizing that the bad picture painted by the media is actually false because Islam is a religion of peace. Case study: Mariam Anfous. Anfous is an architect working in France who has had a negative experience on public transport when wearing a hijab due to Islamophobia in France. Anfous feels that Islamophobia has been worsened in France through the media, which portrays a negative impression on Islam. According to her, Muslims in France contribute towards the economy and cause no trouble. But why isn't this reflected in the media? Proportion of Muslims in the country. Muslims form 1.8% of the Chinese population. Muslims form 53.5% of the Nigerian population. And Muslims form 8% of the French population.
Response from surveys conducted. We sent out a Google form with questions to collect primary data for our research. We chose a diversified sample that was gender balanced and gave out the forms to people with different religious beliefs to avoid bias. What is Islamophobia? Hate towards Muslim community, discrimination against the Islamic religion, and the disliking of anyone that falls under Islam. Causes of Islamophobia: ignorance, stereotypical beliefs against Muslims, which leads to negative media publicity, which brainwashes people, hence stigma. Terrorism, misconceptions, and lack of knowledge.
Effects: wars between different religions, imbalance of opportunities in society for Islamic people, depression, loss of faith, fear, stereotyping of people, hate crimes and increase in racism, insecurity for Muslims, deaths and injustice, mental health issues, self-hate, violence, inability to be able to wear religious clothing due to fear of being looked on negative, not wanting to practice faith because of the discrimination they faced. Solutions: People can be made aware of this situation with what Muslims face. Muslims are humans too, who have human rights as much as anyone. If people are educated to understand who a Muslim is, they would stop the ridiculous act of having a prejudice against them. More awareness programs can be done. Educating youngsters on the fact that Muslims are not terrorists, it's terrorists who portray themselves as Muslims when they might not actually be, causing people to believe that the whole community is just terrorists. Changing people's mindset and better support from the government. More officials of countries should raise this matter and teach people not to have this terrible perspective. Also, therapy should be given to people who don't listen, they highly need it. Make people understand that no religion tells you to do bad things. Respect every religion and let every religion have its own peace. Stopping the stereotypes and stigmas about Islam, e.g. saying, we are terrorists or devils, or calling people slurs for wearing their hijab.
People's opinions on whether enough is being done. 85.7% of our sample think that not enough is being done for Islamophobia, while 14.3% think that enough is being done. Not many people know what Islam is really about and their beliefs, which therefore lead to misconceptions resulting in hate towards a certain religious group. In especially first world countries like the US and UK, many children in schools still bully other kids who practice the Islamic religion. A lot more emphasis needs to be placed to remove that mindset that all of those who follow the Islamic faith are bad by spreading that education, e.g. via class discussions and bringing light on the topic. Most governments do not enforce strict rules on protecting Muslims from attacks, both violent and verbal. In other countries, wearing a hijab is illegal. I have seen many people being called terrorists and slurs when coming out of the mosque or wearing a burqa. People need to be more aware about the issue and be more inclusive and empathetic towards Muslims around them. Check out our Instagram page for more information at Islamophobia_explained. Thank you so much. This marks the end of our presentation.